It started with a question. How fuel efficient could a new truck driver be? I found out that fuel efficiency is the last thing on a new truck driver's mind because I tried to become one. I'm Jason Morgan, Content Director for Fleet Equipment, and as a journalist covering the trucking industry for more than 10 years, I've been behind the wheel of the latest Class 8 tractors, dump trucks, plow trucks, cement trucks, even trucks that drive themselves, but always on a closed course, never on the open road. Volvo Trucks North America issued the challenge. Spend 5 weeks at CDL school receiving more than 140 combined hours of classroom, maneuvering yard, and on-road instruction. Pass the 3 written tests and the 4 phases of the on-road test to earn a Class A commercial driver's license. Then challenge truck super specker Joel Morrow, a driver with more than 5 million miles in his rearview mirror and who has spec'd some of the most fuel-efficient trucks the road has ever seen, to a fuel efficiency face-off, driving the same route with the same load to see who gets better fuel economy. To level the playing field, I get to drive Joel's super fuel-efficient Volvo VNL Class 8 truck, spec'd with the latest fuel efficiency advancements. Joel has to drive a 27-year-old Volvo VN truck with a manual transmission. This is the Fuel Efficiency Face-Off, the New Driver Challenge.
The biggest misconceptions is they think it's easy, and it's not. Some of them come in here thinking that they're just going to get in the truck and just do it. And you can't. I mean, it's a process to learn this craft that we do.
Then when they get out on the road, they don't understand when they first get here how much space that's going to require to make your certain turns, make your curves. When you get on the road, probably our largest hurdle is actually shifting. A lot of times that nobody has ever driven an unsynchronized transmission when they come here.
Yep, 12. What are you doing? Why do you got your foot on the brake?
A lot of times we actually spend a lot more time backing, and we're working on your skills going in reverse. That way you don't have any accidents out there on the road backing into a parking spot or a warehouse.
I have to keep them aware of they're still in a semi, still watching their trailer, still focusing on the traffic that's around them. You got to be a defensive driver out here on the road, because if you're not, I mean, you're gonna cause an accident, or you might be involved in one.
It's going to be a little bit more difficult than just driving the truck straight down the road.
So it's the first day of CDL school, and not really sure what to expect. What I didn't expect was first day school jitters. Haven't done this in a while, so we'll see how it goes. The Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration continues to increase the requirements for entry-level commercial motor vehicle operators. In fact, the most recent changes went into effect on February 7th, 2022. This includes theory training on basic operation and safety practices, as well as non-driving activities like hours of service regulations. I have to score at least an 80% on the final assessment that consists of 100 questions. This is on top of the state of Ohio's requirement that I pass 3 tests: a general knowledge test, a combined vehicle test, and an air brake knowledge test at the Ohio BMV to obtain a Class A CDL learner's permit. And that's all before I get behind the wheel.
It is about 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock on the second day of CDL school, and I'm not in CDL school because they let us out early to go take our permit test. It's the second day. You forget these tricky tests. There's always a correct answer, but a more correct answer, and it's tripped me up a little bit. I've been using the CRIST CDL practice tests. These have been fantastic. I've passed some of them. I have not passed others. It depends on the time of day. Last night I was doing really pretty good. This morning I did not so great. And then after some refreshers, I did pretty good. So I'm just gonna knock out a few of these questions before I go in and take my test. Like for example, air loss in a straight truck or bus should not be more than blank with the engine off and the brakes applied. I'm gonna do 3 PSI in 1 minute. Correct. There we go. What activates the stop switch? Air pressure. Correct. A straight truck or bus air brake system, great, okay. Should not leak at a rate of more than blank PSI per minute with the engine off and the brakes released. Okay, I think this is 1. I think this is 1. Nope, correct answer was 2. See, tricky, it's tricky. Slack adjusters should not have any more than blank of play. I'm gonna say 1 inch. Correct. What angle do you hold your airline glide hands at when connecting them? 45 degrees. Oh no, see, that up. 90 degrees, 90 degrees. When connecting the glide hands, press the 2 seals together with the couplers at 90 degrees angles to each. Okay, so you know what? I'll give it a try. So here we go. I'm gonna head into the BMV here and see what happens with my permit, which wish me luck. I passed. Woo! Fun fact, the general knowledge is the one I struggled on. That's the one I had the hardest. It was close. I had maybe I think I got 6 or 7 wrong. You could get 11 wrong, and they were tricky. They were tricking you. I mean, some I can't remember, but I remember thinking, no, that's not right, and it was tricky. First hurdle down, and it's the easiest hurdle, and so we're off.
I'm not the only one that has to pass a test. Volvo Trucks has to pass a test when they develop the latest truck equipment.
One of the biggest tests that Volvo has to pass when designing an AMT is striking a balance between efficiency, performance, and reliability. Fleets are looking for efficiency, drivers are looking for performance, and everybody wants reliability.
We have a big wish list of what we might want to put on a truck, but we also need to reconfirm with those customers that that's going to work for them. So it takes a lot of give and take from our customers, understanding their needs and wants, and then that is incorporated into the truck as well, into the design of the truck. It's going to help them grow their business, help them be more profitable. We conduct driver clinics. We have customers come in and look at the vehicles, look at the things that we're going to put on the truck, and reconfirm with them that that's what they need for their operations.
All right, it is Friday on the 2nd week of CDL school, and finally got into some trucks. We took our final exam, final book exam here this afternoon. Had some extra time, jumped into trucks.
The very first thing is you're going to make sure both brakes are pulled. Wiggle the stick, make sure it's in neutral. Okay. Cover the clutch all the way to the floor. Okay, put your foot on the brake. Start your truck.
And the first maneuver, straight line backing. And it went okay. I did okay.
Left, left, more left. Go down left. Now back to the right, quick. Straighten the wheel out now. Come on back to the right, no more. Back to the right. Now straighten the wheel out. There you go.
The first couple were okay, then I got a little cockeyed. You know, just getting used to how the trailer reacts and behaves. Getting used to the mirrors and how to see the mirrors.
This one, can I get a, that one doesn't move? Push that one out. Yeah. Not that far in a little.
But then worked through it, taking a break now, and it looks like we're gonna hop back in and have a little bit more time here. So finally, behind the wheel, the bookwork's behind us. Then next week is all driving all the time. So it really starts now. Straight line backing, still just working on it. We're going to be working on it pretty much all day today, probably some tomorrow, and then we'll hit the road hopefully sometime tomorrow once we get our 5 hours here in the yard. Yeah, I'm not catching the trailer drift soon enough. Not correcting enough, which is funny because on Friday I was correcting too much. So we'll see. Still practice. Straight line backing, impossible. How will I ever figure out straight line backing, right? After 2 days, no problem. And again, I'm back at it, just back in that space. Offset, okay, offset. Seems impossible. I can't imagine a future where this is just okay.
You broke the plane.
Okay.
You don't even have to get out.
I do because I'm lost.
All right.
Keep working at it. Next 2 days or so, it'll all start to come together. But man, it is a challenge to be faced with, to get your arms around something and then, okay, here's something new that you're not going to get. Here's something new. Here's something new. It's a lot to work through. Okay, so just got out on the road for the first time. Just up and down, we got a cul-de-sac here. Up and out of the cul-de-sac, upshift, downshift, getting the feel of it, feeling better about it. We're gonna head out on the road, do a little bit more driving, get out with some traffic, so that'll be interesting. But yeah, I tell you what though, when we talk about AMTs, right, we talk about driver fatigue, and like, look, I know I haven't done much yet, but I swear my shoulder's a little sore. A lot of these yard tractors, some of the older ones, some of the real old ones, the gears, you got to really jam it in there sometimes to grab the gear. Shoulder, going from reverse to first, and really trying to grab those gears and you really just jamming in there, just moving up and down the yard, doing the maneuvers. Yesterday, in and out of the truck, the clutches on some of these old ones are so high and the springs are so tight that even my leg yesterday was getting a little getting a little tired out there. It varies truck to truck, but it was the first experience for me where you felt that fatigue. I feel tired today. It's just going to make you work.
The biggest challenges we had with the AMT early on was just customer acceptance. A lot of our customers were comfortable with their manual transmissions. They know how they perform, they know how to operate with them. The biggest thing that we wanted to make sure is that it was going to adapt to what they needed to do. Be able to adjust to the driving conditions, adjust to the driver, to where they can handle the vehicle properly. I think that early on there was a lot of changes, a lot of issues with the early transmission, so it's also a perception of, did they work? Did they operate efficiently for the driver, for the customer, and do their business correctly?
They were manual transmissions that were adapted to be automatic manual transmissions. They use an XY shift solenoid on top of the transmission that moved the shifter right and left and forward and back, just simply how a driver would go ahead and shift a transmission. Today's I-shift uses a linear pattern, and it shifts linearly through the gears. It has faster shifting solenoids and faster actuators that allow it to meet with the engine RPM to shift the gear significantly faster.
Even with our own I-shift, we've seen improvements, and we've seen the acceptance more common out there for the customers to take the automated manual transmissions, because the technology and the features that it brings to the market, be able to determine what the load is on the trucks, be able to determine the incline or decline of the road conditions, the speed of the truck, and providing that information back to the powertrain components, whether it's the engine or the rear axles, to give it the right performance, and it's going to act just like a manual transmission today.
Just got back from second time out on the road. First time better than the first. Well, today's first time was better than the first day's first time. Not quite as good as the afternoon when I got a little comfortable with it. Once I settled in, did pretty well for the most part. I don't know. It feels a little less stressful than the first time. First time, there was a lot of stress. Definitely some stress this time, but I was a little more acclimated let's say, to it. I tell you what, though, jumping in and out of different trucks, man, I did not have, it took me a while to get the feel of this clutch. Definitely different than the previous truck I drove. So just getting comfortable with it. We'll have some lunch and head back out on the road this afternoon. Hopefully get that downshift into a good spot. Next time on the Fuel Efficiency Face-Off, the New Driver Challenge. Anytime I have to shift, I just feel like I'm wrestling with it.
Students have a hard time with the manual because of just getting the rhythm.
2 steps forward, 1 step back.